Hi drummers, hope you're well. Right, just a quick one for you here about truly nailing parts from songs, right? So this could be for grades, it could be for whatever you're learning. This is when you're looking at a section or a particular groove, whatever, one little bit of a tune, which is either really nuanced or has like fast fiddly bits in. So I always think this particular technique, which is essentially slow to fast to slow, is super useful and my go-to technique when it's dynamic contrast is the thing, like dynamic contrast within a groove, for example. Or, like I say, it could be like a fiddly sort of fill that goes around the kit, something like that. If the main challenge to the section or the groove that you're building up is coordination, I use a different method, and I'll link to that below. That kind of adding in one at a time, looping it, a steady tempo thing. But like I say, if it's dynamic nuance or fiddly around the kit thing, which is the challenge here, I would use this method for building up sections, slow to fast to slow. Now I'm going to use, just as an example here, purely as an example, you don't have to be doing this song or even this series of grades or anything, Toxicity by System of a Down from Trinity Rock and Pop Grade 7, and I'm going to take one particular bar of it, right? And that is bar 24. Now this is a groove that's got a nice triplet feel to it. I'll play you the basic groove just to put it in context. As you can see, it's a lovely sort of rolling triplet feel thing. And what it's got on the snare drum there, in grade 7 style, is some true dynamic contrast, some proper nuance going on there. So we've got ghosted notes, which are written on the music nice and small, and then main like backbeat style hits. Now, what a large number of drummers do, honestly, when they learn this one, is they end up playing something that sounds a bit like this. And that's okay, that's cool. I'm not knocking anyone like playing this and enjoying it, and that's all great. If you truly, though, want to take this to the level of getting like a merit or a distinction, or even if it's not a grade piece, just truly to the level of having that like sort of pro level nuance going on, in my opinion, this is how you'd go about it. Now, this is a really good example. So ghosted notes and louder notes within a groove. I always think ghosted notes would be super quiet, and the idea with them, in my opinion, is they would blend in with the texture and the tone of the hi-hat way more than they would with the loud backbeat style hit. So that's the thing, they were looking for that lovely, lovely low level. Basically think of it as quiet as you can play and still play cleanly on your drum, versus the big backbeat hit, which is obviously a loud hit. I'm going to take just that bar I mentioned earlier, 24, right, at the end of the line. So it's the bar that goes like this. So as you can see there, the first snare drum in the bar is ghosted. The second one is loud. There's a little then like bounce double in there, which is ghosted. And the last one is loud. So that's the challenge, and that's why this is in a grade 7, and that's why actually relatively few drummers will get great credit for playing that little bar, because that nuance has to be built. It has to be really built into your playing. Most drummers don't quite get the contrast there, and that's fine. Again, nothing against like playing this and not sort of pouring over it in every rich detail. But for me, if you really want to get a great sound, and in my opinion, that is often the difference between a sort of pro level sound and a less so sound, is the dynamic nuance on the snare drum and ghosted notes versus loud notes. So what we're going to do, it's really, really simple, of course. We're going to go slow to fast to slow. So what you do is, when you're going slow, you can truly build in those levels. And it's basically, for dynamics, it's stick heights, isn't it? P is there, and like MF, I guess, is up here, right? So for the big backbeat hit, MF. For the ghosted notes, P or PP, so super soft. Here, often people ask about where to hit on the drum. In a groove, I tend to hit the ghosted notes still in the center of the drum, and especially here, because you've got that little quick move at the end where you need to go. There isn't really time, in my opinion, to smoothly move from the edge of the drum head to the middle. So I'm going to play here all the ghost notes in the center of the drum. And yeah, what we're going to do is slow. And when, like I said, when we go slow, what we can do is really show your hands those dynamic levels and just build it into your nervous system. Let your brain and your hands working together, your nervous system, kind of let that precedent be set of those stick heights and really drill it in there. Basically get your neurology to light up to fire with those sticks at those different heights. And then as you build the speed, the game then is, can you maintain that lovely dynamic contrast in the groove as you pick up speed? Now, of course, the age-old principle I'm always waffling on about that we're going to get into here as you pick up speed is that of the improvement zones. When you feel you're getting to that point where you are still truly getting that contrast, but you're just starting to notice it become difficult, a little bit challenging, that's the zone, man. That's the fast for now of slow, fast, slow. So you start off super slow, nail the stick heights, and this all assumes obviously the coordination you can already do, but you're working up to speed here, and then when you get to that zone where you think, okay, I'm on the edge here, you might not be full speed, but you're on the edge of keeping this together, then stay there for a little bit, 30 seconds or so, and bring it back down again. Once you've got the hang of this, and obviously as you repeat this, that's the whole point, as you repeat this process, you'll get better at it, and you'll be able to go up to full speed and easily get those smooth, dynamic contrasts in there. And even by all means, please do go beyond full speed as well, because then you know you've got that in your locker, man, when it comes to actually playing it full speed with the music. So I'm going to do that right now with that bar, man. I'm just going to literally loop bar 24. This doesn't happen in the song, but so this is what we do. We're working on this section, which is true drum practice. One of the things I've noticed about doing this job, it's really interesting to me how many people don't do this. They sort of just play with the music and hope for the best. This is what actual practice looks like, man. So yeah, great. If you're at the point where you can run it all the way through the music, yeah, do that one time, but then take the tricky bits, take these little nuanced moments and truly practice them and truly drill them. This is how you're going to get good at it. It's not some, I always say this, don't I, but I always find like these sort of slightly unhelpful ideas of talent or natural ability can come in and really muddy our thinking a little bit here. This nuance, man, you're just going to build it into your playing. You craft it, man. You chisel it out of stone, and that's what we're going to do here with repetition. So we're going to go real slow up to that point where it just feels a little bit challenging to truly get that nuance on the snare drum and bring it back down again. Slow to fast to slow. Here it comes. Bar 24. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just to stop there one time, just watch out for that at the end. That's the big moment, isn't it? That's where the money's won and lost right there for me, is quickly going from a quiet snare to a loud one. That's the distinction move right there. You see it? So not this. It's okay, nothing wrong with it. Again, if someone wants to play like that and they're enjoying it, great, lovely. But if you want that distinction, man, if you want to get that pro level sound, that's where the money's won and lost. The quiet and then loud. Okay, I'm going to go slow, up to fast, down to slow again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See the contrast? Okay, I'm going to build it. Okay, bring it down. Right, back to where you started. So that is exactly what I would do, man. That is exactly what I do to truly build that nuance in. And basically, you have to take that time, in my opinion. I did anyway. I found naturally I wouldn't get that kind of nuance in, especially when I was first sort of going through grade levels like the first time around when I was, I guess, grade 7, about 16, 17, something like that age. So that's it. You've got to go through that process, man, and just, again, set the precedent at the slow tempo, high stick, low stick, if that's the challenge like it was here, the nuance on the snare drum. Set that precedent at the slow speed and then work it up. And the game is maintain those different stick heights, a different dynamic as you proceed. If you reach a point where, and this could be that it's slower than full speed, again, if you reach a point where you're feeling that challenge, like, oh, actually, now. Be honest with yourself. Actually, they kind of level. Record yourself when you practice, man. Like doing this has been flipping massive for me. Like record yourself, watch back, record it. If you're not seeing that contrast, then you're going a bit too fast. That's also build that contrast in. So you start slow, make sure you're absolutely nailing it, work it up to speed. When you get to that point where, all right, if it's challenging, I mean, if it's before full speed, that's fine. As you repeat this process, you'll get closer to it. If it's full speed, great. If you can go faster than full speed, even better. Then you know you've got that in your locker, man. You've got a bit of what do they call that? You've got like a bit of headroom, man. So you've got some space to relax as well. That's great. You don't want to be flat out, obviously playing your grooves along with the music. That's how you build it. So I really do think that's the way to do it. And it's really interesting to me how many people learning these tunes just don't do that, man. That will take you from that kind of pass in the like this, using this as an example, that will take you from that pass mark to a merit, to a distinction. It's nuance and subtlety. That method also works brilliantly if you're playing something around the kit fiddly, like I say. So if you've got to go, I don't know if you're playing, like I was doing with the drum fill of the week this week. That would be a perfect example, right? Slow, I often do that in the actual videos, don't I? Slow to fast to slow, so. And then bring it down again. So basically, those two examples I think are perfect. When you need nuance, you need to build nuance into the playing, or if it's something like fiddly in terms of speed around the kit, both those methods work perfectly. So thanks for watching as always. Hope that's useful. Please use it. So if you use that in just, got to remember, I see all this stuff, see all these hundreds and thousands of people learning to play the drums. What I see is a tiny minority of people using that technique successfully. And guess what? They're completely brilliant at playing the drums, and people say to them, "Oh, they're talented. It seems easy. It's all right for them." But it isn't. They just do it, man. They just like do that process, and it works. And then a vast majority of people who don't do that, and they just sort of hack along with the music or try and play it too fast, too soon, and don't get that improvement, man. So the choice is kind of in your hands. At least that's my perspective on how I see it. As I say, teaching a large number of people as I do, and seeing tons of people learning the same material, which is really fascinating. So thanks for watching. I hope that's useful. Really, really appreciate you watching as always. Please follow Mike Barnes Drums on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and YouTube, of course. And thanks to all the amazing people who've supported this channel. I appreciate it so much. Via my Buy Me a Coffee support page, you can either buy me a coffee, so to speak, if you've enjoyed these videos and benefited from them, which is simple one-off donation to support the channel, or if you are really enjoying it and you want to become a member for £10 a month, you can become a monthly member. I'll write you a personalised practice plan. You get access to all the members' videos, which is one a week at least now, and you get email support from me, video responses to your questions, and a whole lot of other cool stuff as well. And there's some more features coming up. I thought I'd throw in some more stuff soon for members. So if that's of interest to you and you want to support this channel, link in the description below. Thanks for watching as always. Please like, share, subscribe, and good luck with your slow, fast, slow. See you soon. Cheers.